The role of your member of Congress is to act as the liaison between the community and the federal government. That means bring the resources home. Just prior to Helene, Byron Donalds voted against funding the government, which would have made all of the, you hear a lot of the other side complaining that there's not enough being done by the federal government, as it is. But without that funding, that would have been shut down. And when Hurricane Ian came through, we desperately needed propane, gasoline, and portable cell phone towers. What our member of Congress should have been doing, instead of coming down for a photo op and handing out waters, which anyone can do, they should have been in DC organizing, getting us the resources we need. That doesn't mean free, but that means getting us what we need so that we can go ahead ourselves. Yes, there are things that FEMA needs to help. We need the American Red Cross comes in. They do an amazing job. FEMA came in. They gave you $750 right off the bat. That's not the full sum of what you get. You get the $750 if you're in these zones for immediate housing and food. That's like your immediate needs. And then you go through the process. You do the filing and go through the paperwork. It should be the role of the member of Congress to ensure that that process is efficient and effective and available to anyone who might need it. You can't know what's happening in your district when you're never there. Byron Donalds has been in New York City and Wisconsin. He went to the Democratic National Convention. I didn't go because I needed to be here campaigning, but he went to the DNC. He went to Philadelphia. He went on a cognac and cigar tour across the country. Well, he's supposed to be our representative. Our district needs someone who cares about the needs and the desires of our district, not building some career across the country. You need to be here. And it's also important to note after the fact. Again, with Ian, Byron Donalds filed what I believe was a good bill, House Resolution 1494, which would allow everyone to write their expenses beyond what insurance reimbursed them for on your income tax. Good bill, good policy. I would have supported it. It sat in committee and sat in committee. When I confronted him about this in a forum that happened just this last week at Bonita Bay, his statement was, well, Greg Steube had one too, and it's Chuck Schumer's fault. I'm a realtor. Okay, it doesn't matter how many contracts you write. It doesn't matter who you talk to. It doesn't matter. All that matters is getting the close. If you don't get that bill closed, if you don't get it through both the House and Senate and signed, then you have failed. There's no other way to slice it. It's not someone else's fault. You need to be able to negotiate. You don't stomp your feet and say, I didn't get what I want and it's their fault. That doesn't benefit us. And a lot of the reason that happens with him is he calls his colleagues swamp thingies and vermin. You can't call your colleagues names and then expect that they're going to be willing to go out on a limb for your district. It just is not correct. It's a lot of the reason why I'm running. We are not getting the representation that we could be and should be getting.